Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We're back with another AIP recipe with my mom over here, and today we are making...
It's called Hariyali chicken made in green curry.
So this is the perfect dish if you're looking for an Indian chicken recipe that has a nice sauce to it. We're going to be putting some coconut cream in there as well. So if you're missing that sort of soupy, saucy type of Indian dish, this is perfect for you. So we're going to get into this video. Before we do, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you can find out exactly when I'm posting my next video. Let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is clean off our chicken, and you want to look for organic, boneless, skinless chicken thighs. You want to make sure that there's never been any antibiotics in the chicken and that it's non-GMO. So once you clean off the little bits of fat and you chop it up into smaller bite-sized pieces, you can start with marinating it. And the amount of chicken that we're using is about 1¼ pound. We're starting with the marinade, and we're going to be using lime in this recipe. Because we're not using yogurt. Obviously in the AIP diet we're not allowed to use dairy, so we are using lime in its place, as well as coconut milk later on to give it a nice creamy flavor to it. We've washed off the mint and the cilantro leaves, and we're adding it to the NutriBullet. You can use whatever food processor that you have. We're using the NutriBullet in this recipe. Add a ½ teaspoon of salt to the marinade. We are using the Celtic Sea Salt because it actually has a lot more minerals in it than regular table salt. And now you can go in with ½ teaspoon of turmeric, or also known as haldi. And turmeric is great because it has a ton of anti-inflammatory properties to it, so it's a great addition to a lot of recipes. And we're adding ½ teaspoon of cinnamon. Now the thing about the AIP diet, as most of you probably know, is that you're not really allowed to use a lot of seed-based spices. And most Indian food contains a lot of seed-based spices. So you want to give it a lot of flavor. That's why we've kind of figured out that we can add things like cinnamon, you can add things like cloves, and you can still kind of get a little hint of that Indian flavor to it, especially when you're adding the turmeric in there as well, without actually using things that are not permitted on the AIP diet. Then add a couple of tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, and then go ahead and grind it up on your food processor. And then you can add the mixture to your chicken. After you've added all of the greens to your chicken, you can add the juice of a full lime. Then you just want to go ahead and mix it all up to make sure that every piece of chicken is coated with the marinade. Cover it and put it in the fridge and let it marinate for at least an hour. My mom said the longer that you marinate it for, the more flavorful the chicken will be. So now you can grind up the garlic and the ginger. So we're using about a couple of inches of ginger and like 4 or 5 cloves of garlic. Now sometimes you can find already ground up garlic and ginger, especially in the Indian stores. So that's a really good thing to have on hand because it makes making sabjis or curries a lot easier and quicker. And just put the mix on the side. And then you can take a large white onion, white or yellow is fine, and then grind that up as well. And then once that's all ground up, just keep it on the side. Then just go ahead and add 3 tablespoons of oil to your pot. You want to be using a pot in this case because it's going to be very saucy. So a pot will do better than a pan. And then you want to saute the ginger and the garlic mixture. So once it's gotten a little bit fragrant, you can add the onions. So you want to cook it until it's lightly golden brown. Add a teaspoon of salt. Add a ½ teaspoon of turmeric or haldi. And also add a ½ teaspoon of cinnamon. And mix it around and just let the spices cook a little bit. Once the spices have cooked a little bit, you can go ahead and add the marinated chicken that you had in the fridge. And just remember, the longer you marinate it for, the better it'll taste. So you can go ahead and add some water. We added about like 1/3 to 1/2 cup of water Turn it on high so that the water can start bubbling up a little bit. And then once you see that it's boiling, you can go ahead and turn it down to a medium heat. Let it cook for a bit, and then you can turn it down to low. You want to cover it and leave it for about 20 to 30 minutes. Just keep checking on the chicken every so often to make sure that you're stirring it around and that it's not sticking to the bottom of the pot, and to make sure that it hasn't like overcooked or anything. So now it's been about 20 minutes and the chicken is fully cooked, so we're going to go ahead and add a can of coconut cream. If you want it to be a little bit lighter, you can add coconut milk instead. So then you can cover it, and you're going to leave it for about like 5 to 10 minutes to allow the cream to heat up as well, and to get all the flavors to combine. So once it's all fully cooked, it should resemble something like this. You can add a little bit of chopped cilantro on top just to add a little bit more flavor, and it's all done. I'm going to give it a try right now.
Yeah, green chicken with coconut curry.
Oh my gosh, it tastes delicious. Oh
Yeah?
my. We found a new dish. So this is great. So if you guys are looking for anything that has a little bit more of a sauce that's an Indian dish, you can give this a try.
Yeah,
And
AIP style.
And if you want to hire my mom, you can. No, she's too expensive. Okay, thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll see you guys soon with another video. Take care.
Okay, enjoy the curry.